exchange. Slow start today, but we're up and running. So, ta-da! So
Monday.
what else to tell you about? We are well, actually, we have a presentation that's coming up top. It's going to be Shane Bayless, and then we'll get into the introductions later on. Shane, the mic is yours. Have at her. Are you
All
ready?
right, guys. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna just share my screen here. Uh,
Sharing is caring.
yes, exactly. Better than seeing me there. Okay. I gotta put this in
So
mode here. Is that, do you guys see the
that's
blue
look.
screen there?
Blue
Yep.
screen is good.
No,
The
it's a,
the good blue screen is showing. Yes.
I see a
Awesome. Okay.
moving mouse.
There we go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So
Take a breath. There you
we're
go.
gonna
You're up
take
and
a
running, man.
breath, talk about breathing today. Taking a breath since I'm talking, that might give you a little bit less anxiety already. If that you guys can lower those shoulders down, right, and kind of get that relaxation mode. Breathing for us in our profession and things is basically to minimize pain, anxiety, and to better performance and recovery for our athletes. So we're always trying to help everybody with the pain as well as perform at their best all day long. So why breathing matters, all right? Breathing is the most fundamental survival tool the body has. It is controlled automatically by the brain stem and specifically the medulla, and it ensures we breathe even when we're unconscious. So over here, you can see this is the brain stem here. It fits right here in your brain, your cortex. It's underneath. This is basically where your midbrain, your pons, and your medulla oblongata, which is your brain stem. Okay, these things all have functions in there, like your cranial nerves and everything else are in there, and they basically help you just function when you're not thinking about it. It's really important. They call this the lizard brain. So if you've read some business books, they're always like sell to the lizard brain because that's your emotional part, and that's where people make decisions a lot of time, not through the reasonable cortex of their the upper brain here, the cerebrum. Anyways, we do breathing, which is just about, it's not just about oxygen, right? It has many functions. It has brain function, it has stress levels, it has pain perception, performance, and recovery. So that's why we're using it with our practice there. We're learning to control our breathing allows us to influence our nervous system and overall physiology. Breathing in the nervous system. So we have two nervous systems, right, that we're doing from an autonomic nervous system, which is your parasympathetics and your sympathetics. So when we're breathing directly affects both of these systems, and obviously sometimes we're affecting one more than the other one. When we do inhalation or inhales, we activate the sympathetic nervous system, which a lot of times people would think that, oh, I'm deep breathing is going to be more of a relaxing. No, it's actually the opposite way, where it's actually doing your fight flight system, right? Your sympathetic nervous system, which is increases alertness, right? So it's like, okay, who's going to get us? Who's the predators out there? We want to make sure that we're staying safe. Our whole part of our brain is to basically survive. It doesn't care about everything else. It just wants you to survive longer. That's what we're supposed to do as, human beings and as animals in the jungle there. So if you just practice 3 short breaths, you actually feel like your eyes kind of open up, your body just gets that extra energy that comes in there. So it makes you alert by just doing 3 short breaths. So sometimes if you're tired and you have to give a presentation or you have to do something, that you got to be alert, you just take a couple of quick breaths. That usually helps out. Exhales, they activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is your rest and digest and recovery system. Okay, so everyone talks about how you have to get in that calming state, and that's how you kind of are able to get the body to function better. At night is where we relax and we recover the most because we're actually able to get rid of all those toxins and things like that. And brain recovery is a big time. Those people that don't get the brain recovery during sleep often have an increased chance of Alzheimer's and creating some of those degenerative diseases when they're older. So controlling the breath can shift the body between stress and recovery states. Breathing changes brain function. Okay, so research shows that your breathing patterns, like when you slow it down, can increase heart variability, which is what we want. We want a large heart variability because when you have a narrow one, you're often in flight, so you're more in sympathetic, and you want to be able to take on those high heart rates and low heart rates and just a good variety of them so your body's able to adapt and not overstress in these environments. Another big part here is our periaqueductal gray, which is very important. Okay, it's in the brain stem as well. It increases endogenous opioids. So if you think of your natural painkillers, your endorphins, those things are very important for stress relief, right? Especially if we got in those car accidents or when you're in shock because of something and you're supposed to feel pain and you don't, and you're able to function because you have to survive, right? We're trying to survive. Remember after those car accidents, A couple days later is when you actually have the most pain because now that shock system, those endorphins are kind of running out, and your body's going, now it's important now that we're safe to take care of ourselves and get better function so that we can live and, scavenger, hunt, breathe, get sleep, those types of things that are making our lives continue. So that's what we need from our periaqueductal gray. So breathing mechanisms, right? When we're thinking about breathing, your entire body moves. Key structures to doing this is our diaphragm, our rib cage, our pelvis, and accessory muscles. So we're doing proper inhalation. Our diaphragm contracts. So down here, it contracts and opens up the lungs. Our rib cage expands outwards. Now, a lot of people do, I breathe into my diaphragm, but you got to make sure that you breathe in your diaphragm and the ribs basically expand because you want that expansion of the ribs so that you're getting full air into also the upper part of the lungs and the lower part of the lungs. Our pelvis slightly tilts forward. This opens up more space for it to do, and as well as the diaphragm to contract even more. I put in there that cranial sutures separate as well because a lot of people say, well, the head the sutures between the lines of the bones in the skull don't actually change after a certain age group because they solidify. Yes, but there are micro changes, and I know that some of the nerves that come out of those when it becomes pressurized with migraines, headaches, even concussion things, it becomes hypersensitive when we're touching them. So we always try to open them up so there's more blood flow, less sensitivity to the skull, as well as those nerves. Proper exhalation is diaphragm relaxes. So now the lungs are going upwards, right? Our core muscles are assisting those breathing. That's why it's good to have core muscle control. And our ribs are moving downwards to, create all that air out because you do need to get the oxygen, I mean, the CO2 out. That CO2 is very important to get out of our bodies so that we can have it's really a toxin anyway, so we can get the oxygen back in to help with brain function, the oxygen to the muscles, the brain, the different parts of the body, so that we have our nerves as well, just so we have all the great functions and we don't have to deal with pain or lack of mobility and function, right? So carbon dioxide tolerance. So it's a big thing about, how much can we tolerate? How long can you hold your breath? Those types of things, which kind of gets your body in a good state because, you're not going to get shortness of breath. You're able to hold your breath and not worry about it too much because we all know that when you hold your breath, you get that anxiety, right? Your body's like, I need air, I need oxygen. Where is it? And then we start to go in that fight, flight, and sometimes can even shut down the body and not do it. If you know anybody that's maybe had a drowning experience or near drowning experience, you often have them like, I couldn't talk. I couldn't move my limbs. Like I'm in the water and I can't do anything. I feel like my body's shutting down. And you get in that anxiety and it's just a cycle that goes on. You have to really zero in and going, I'm okay. I'm just in water. I'm going to do the doggy paddle now. I'm going to start slowing down my breath. I'm doing well. So that's something you have to keep encouraging and people that are calm around you, like police officers, paramedics, they often are trained to say, slow it down. You're okay. I'm right here with you. Let's, take this down and get you in that calmer state so you can function a lot better. Good CO2 tolerance improves performance, endurance, nervous system stability. So both sides are being worked and overall health. In athletes, we train this for fatigue at the end of the time because we know that our brain doesn't function. We don't make the proper decisions as we get more stressed and less oxygen to the brain. So CO2 tolerance tests. Now we can do this kind of together with everybody. One thing we do is we take 4 deep breaths. We're followed by, on the fourth inhale, we hold at the top for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then we do step 3, which is exhale slowly through pursed lips, like blowing through a straw. Now, these don't have to be like, like that, right? We're just doing our deep breaths in and then breathing out through the mouth. So it's in through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and slowly. And then we measure how long we can do it till we need to take another breath afterwards. Okay. Some people think it's just at the end of the exhale and how much exhale you have. No, it's until you have to take that breath. Okay. So why don't we start that together, guys? Okay. So I'll set my timer here. So we have a timer going. You can set your own timer if you want to do it on your own as well. So we'll have here. Everybody ready? Good. Okay, here we go. So take
Yep.
the 4 deep breaths here. So breathe in, breathe out. That's 1. Breathe in, breathe out. That's 2. Breathe in, breathe out. That's 3. Breathe in and breathe out. And I'll start the timer. Good. How did everybody do?
I lasted 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay, so as you can see the results below there, 20 seconds is a low tolerance. Anything less than 20 or that 20 to 30 is average. So you're right there on average there, Sam, right? Over 60 seconds is a strong tolerance to doing that. So if you want to keep increasing that, it'll be a good thing because you can do exercise to help with that, just so that your body is less in stress mode and more in relaxation mode. Okay. So when we look at this here, we have our breathing drill. So this is a breathing drill. We go prolonged exhales. Okay. This can be tested before and after neck ranges of motion. So a lot of people have a hard time turning the neck to the side or even bringing it downwards. You can do, okay, I want to improve my neck range of motion. How am I doing with this? And then I do my exercise here, which is taking a slow inhale. And then we exhale slowly through pursed lips, and we extend the exhale as long as possible. We usually want exhales to be longer than inhales. It just helps slow down that body and really helps us get into that resting and digesting kind of mind frame when we're doing that. Okay. So this activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces stress, and improves neck and shoulder back pain. So after I do this exercise, maybe for about 5 minutes, I'll retest. How can I do that? And a lot of times you'll see improvements in through that part. And you can do that with maybe it's touching your toes, maybe it's like I said, turning the head, arm range of motion, anything like that can be a really great thing to use the breath and see how it really affects us and how if we're in that more of that relaxation mode, we're actually doing better. Another technique, box breathing. If anyone's seen Limitless, I think it's on Netflix or Disney with Thor, the guy that plays Thor there. What's his name? Everybody know? I think it's is it his brother used to be married to Miley Cyrus. Anyways, he's in that and he talks about box breathing. And we've used it with athletes, military, and high stress professionals. Now, with him, I think he did it with the firefighters. He came in and the firefighters did a lot of box breathing with him. So they put him in like a simulation of in a real fire and got him to perform these box breathings. And then they calculated his heart rate. And I think they might even done HRV with it, but definitely his heart rate and see how it differentiate when he was in stress level and when he's parasympathetic and when he was doing the breathing. And it was very interesting on how it kind of lowered and makes them calm during these stressful situations. Because if we're not calm, we only function on reflex, and sometimes our reflexes aren't always the right decisions. And we want to make sure that we're thinking, okay, I don't want to put myself in danger. I want to make sure the people I can get out as well as get myself out, right? There's no point saving people if you're not going to get you both out at the same time. So your safety is always first as well. Now, criteria-wise, less than 20 seconds tolerance is 2-second box breathing. And if you're 35 seconds about there, it's 3 seconds box breathing. And then if you can do it for 1 minute, you're getting about 4 seconds box breathing is usually comfortable for you. These things can be very hard when you're doing box breathing. We do it with our concussion patients. And a lot of times they think, oh, I can do 3 seconds. 3 seconds can actually be stressful where you're breathing in, you're holding for 3 seconds, you hold the breath for 3 seconds, you exhale 3 seconds, and then you hold again 3 seconds. And getting that kind of rhythm and cyclical pattern is really good. And once you become that easily for you as you practice it over and over again, then you can start going higher box breathing and see how it affects you. And if you're able to control that and get in that mindfulness part. Ways to improve breathing. So you may have already known a lot about this type of breathing. So we have simple strategies for that is nose breathing. So they'll tell runners to try and always nose breathe if they can. It's very difficult because sometimes you like, I need more breath. So I open my mouth so more breath is getting in. But nose breathing is much more efficient. It's actually cleaner breath that you're doing as well. And it's just absorbed all the way through the brain a lot quicker. Benefits, improves oxygen efficiency, increases memory. Obviously, more oxygen to the brain helps, you remember things, improves endurance, more oxygen, you can go for longer, your lungs are taking it in better. Tongue position. So they're talking about tongue posture now. Now, tongue posture is like the roof of your mouth. So take your tongue to the roof of your mouth. You can feel like a little divot too in there. So they'll say right behind the teeth, but sometimes you can have that little divot but up at the top there where your hard palate is. And you can hold it there, which actually stops you from breathing in your mouth as much because you can't get as much air and helps you breathe into the nose. So that's a good thing as well. Now, people that wear night guards, sometimes that night guard is on the bottom part of the teeth, so it actually pushes the tongue upwards, so that can be good. You see a lot more people wearing Invisalign. I don't know how much Invisalign would do that, but still, that positioning of the tongue upwards is a great thing for breathing, especially through your nose. Another thing that's coming in the process, probably 10, 5, 10 years is that mouth taping at night. So you can get mouth tape, you put it on there, and it's not there to, make you not breathe well at night. It's to help improve your nose when you're not thinking about it. So if you're creating these habits of always breathing through your mouth, you wake up in the morning, it's all dry. You're not actually getting the same kind of sleep and oxygen through there. And often people have where they actually stop breathing, right? Sleep apnea. So the mouth taping has been something that really increased people's ability to have better oxygen levels, and the Aura rings show better HRV. All right. Clinical applications, breathing especially important for neck pain, low back pain, shoulder dysfunction, stress, anxiety, and athletic performance, which we've talked about throughout this presentation. Takeaways, right? We want to make sure we're breathing that affects the brain and nervous system. Slow breathing improves HRV and pain control. CO2 tolerance influences stress and performance, as we've talked about. Proper breathing requires diaphragm and rib movement. So not just breathing here, breathing outwards through those ribs and getting that diaphragm to really work. Simple breathing drills can improve pain, recovery, and sleep. So guys, we breathe something like 20,000 times a day, yet most people never really train it to get any better. By improving your breathing mechanics, physiology, we can improve our performance, reduce pain, and optimize recovery. Right? I hope everybody learned something from that today. I'm Shane Bales, Pro Action Health and Performance, Doc Hockey. You might know me in the sports realm. We're here at 613-505-5000. You can reach us here at the email at the bottom at proactionsportsclinic@gmail.com. Results you can see at our clinic, so I think you should be able to see them in the other clinics that you go to. If not, give us a call. All right, guys? If you have any more questions about breathing, I'm here to help.
Shane, that was awesome.
Great, Shane. Good
Thanks,
stuff.
guys.
Took my breath away.
Ha! Very nice, very nice. Any questions at all?
Anybody last longer than 20 seconds?
I've done
Look
it
at that. Go,
before.
Kelly.
Only because I have to box breathe all the time.
I had no idea what box breathing is.
That's good. You don't want to have to know.
I hope I went over box breathing with you guys.
Yeah.
That was, remember,
Yeah, you did.
2 seconds
You did.
in, hold
Yeah.
for 2 seconds, exhale 2 seconds,
Yeah.
and then breathe out. And you can do that to whatever your tolerance is or whatever you feel comfortable with. So sorry if I didn't explain that well, Sam.
It improves over time, Sam, so eventually be able to do pearl diving. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you so much, Shane. I actually teach that in my 200-hour yoga certification. Breath work is huge, and I love the way you did that. I might have to scoop your PowerPoint so I can teach it to my students. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, there's lots of research out there too for it. So it's a real easy thing to find information on the internet about breathing. It's a really great tool. And it's those people to be able to get into those things, like especially when you get those symptoms. Our concussion patients have all these symptoms, and I'm trying to go, is it box breathing that works for you? Is it meditation that works for you? Is it carotid massage? You get more oxygen up there, cold water. That's what the immersion baths and stuff like that can be a great thing for people. But yeah, it's finding that tool that works best for you to get in that state of where you can separate yourself from the world, and it's just you in that kind of area where it's like everything's good.
The carotid massage, that you want to go gently, no?
Yes, you wanted to go gently, and some people like it more upwards and some people like it more downwards. But yes, you don't want to occlude both of them either. And if you start feeling lightheaded, please take your hands off of your neck and start breathing.
Just, a side note, that's a good way to go. Night.
Yeah,
Gracie.
if you can't breathe, discontinue what you're doing.
Well, you'll sleep well. Any other questions for Shane?
Like your hat.
Thank you. Pro Action Sports hat there. We got the
I know, I saw that.
They are on sale if anyone limited supply always, right though, guys?
FOMO. Always good to have FOMO. Shane, any referrals of BAMs over the last week?
Not too many that I know of. I was actually away in Buffalo for a little bit of that week, so I didn't get around to a lot of that stuff. But always I've been talking with Kelly, but that was more about different things, organizing things. So always good with that as well. So thank you, Kelly, for helping me out and everything else. So good job, guys.
Okay.
Jacqueline, you were an inspiration for this, by the way. I did the shoulders up and roll them back. So you're in my head. You know that.
Shane, thank you so much.
No
And
problem, guys.
folks,
Thanks a lot.
I got to step out, so I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank
no,
you.
not a problem, man. And do a quick share and go just ever so quickly through our Phoenix website. And you should be seeing that presenting. Member of the week is Penny Lee Prevo. And you want to know what Penny Lee does? Just click on Penny Lee's e-card or the video that comes with it. Monday morning, we already know we're here. So for those that are watching us from the outside in, it's pbex.ca. And every Monday, 8 to 9 Eastern, save the week where there's a holiday, like uh, after Easter Monday or on Easter Monday, we're not meeting. So that whole week, there's no session. Wednesday mornings, 8 to 9 Eastern. Thursday mornings, 8 to 9 Eastern for the South End group. So East End, South End. And then Thursday afternoons between 1 and 2. March 24th, which is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Penley is the host of the After Hours group, and it's about staying accountable to your stuff. And your stuff can be your business and or your personal life, just goal setting. Upcoming member events, just click here. You'll find stuff that's in that space. Canada Growth Network is actually there's a session that's happening today at 1. And Tony Silver is talking about prepping your LinkedIn profile because it keeps changing. Not your profile, but LinkedIn. They keep updating what you can do in that space. And tomorrow East Trade Winds is Marcus Gahn, and he does it helps fold your tech stack into one usable space. So he's an optimizer. East End at Hive Zoom meeting. While we have Zoom and in person, that's going to be April 22nd. So it says March 18th right now. Be April 22nd in person, 7:30, and on Zoom. But this week, March 26th, River Lounge. It's in person and on Zoom at the River Lounge. QR directory. Hey, you want to find out someone's talking today? You want to find out more about Shane? Click in here, drill in, you'll find Shane and how he can make you right so it can hurt so good. That's interesting that I remember that part. E-cards. 151 times those cards been tapped by somebody. And the e-card is basically a marketing tool for you. And if you're a member of Phoenix, it's a marketing tool that helps people connect with you a lot easier. 4.9 million, close to $5 million worth of business since January 2016. Year-to-date referrals, it is 14,000, almost $15,000 in between members. And I'm going to hit the stop share. And I'm going to go in and just post the LinkedIn live. In the interest of time, we're going to skip the educational minute. So I'm going to swing around the room and have people say, hey, what's been going on in your space? And you know what? The fickle finger of fate is looking at Kelly. And then we will go to Eric, because I can't tell what Eric's up to, whether he's ready or has a cup of coffee halfway down the gullet. So Kelly, over to you, and then Eric. Go ahead, Kelly.
Well, thank you very much, Fickle Finger of Fate. Hello, all. My name is Kelly Harrigan. I'm your local real estate agent. Um, yeah, I work with clients who want more than just a transaction. I work with people who want a strategy and a support network as they work through the next steps of their process. I guide buyers and sellers across Ottawa and Toronto, and I use a very hands-on and data-driven approach. I combine market analytics and forecasts and very clear strategy. And I combine that with my very strong negotiation skills, and I protect their position and I maximize their value, whether they're buying or selling. So my role is to ensure that every decision is informed, every decision is intentional, and aligned with their particular personal goals. I'm currently prepping a townhome for sale in Barhaven, Mannington Court in Longfields area. And BAMs this week, a little bit of Shane, Kat, some communicating with Tony as well, and hopefully more to come.
Kelly, thank you so much. Here's the link. Here's the information about Cat Herd. So to help you promote your business within the Phoenix space, social media wise, get a hold of Kat and utilize her services. Eric, if you're available, sir, over to you.
Yes, I'm available. I'm sorry about my camera. I think I need to shut down my computer and restart it. It's the new world of technology. Eric Sonego of Cote and Associates Professional Corporation. We're accountants and management consultants. We represent the Ottawa office, and we are located in Canada at 108 Equestrian Drive. At this time of the year, I see lots of people that I haven't seen in a year, and that's the personal tax clients, and we treat them as if they were, important people. We don't say our tax practice is the junior side of the office. We just say, they are clients of the office. I'm also doing lots of year ends, and this week I have gotten as a client a former Phoenix member, who was a member of the East group, the Gaetan Derry, the photographer. I don't know if Tony remembers him.
Remember
And
Gaetan?
yes, and I'm also doing a very difficult work through the Tax Court of Canada for a former Phoenix person, Destiny's Way, that we know because we attend their event every year in the New Year's. So that's what I'll be doing this week. And you can reach me, especially this time of the year. I'm always here. 613-254-7310.
Eric, thank you so much. And the next prompt in there is the speaker at Canada Growth Network. It's Tony K. Silver, free to attend. Come on in if you so desire. And I'm going to swing over to Jacqueline and then Norm. Jacqueline, over to you, ma'am.
Well, good morning, everyone. And I'm so glad that Shane allowed us to take that breath. I love that 4-power breath. And I do that often when I walk outside thinking, what's next on my day's schedule? So I do take a breath. I do lift my shoulders. I do take them back and I do release them down because that allows me to have better brain power to have people give and offer the information required for their pre-approval. So let me just make it really clear. There's some really basic things that I need. And so in order to have a pre-approval done, I need to know where the down payment's coming from. I need to know their credit history. I need to know if they're a Canadian resident or things are happening so that they become a Canadian resident. I need to know what they do for their job, their career. I need to know about their employment. I need to know about their assets, bank statements, investments. I need to know about their liabilities. Some people have credit cards, I gotta say. Some people have credit cards and other debts. When I'm taking a look at how I can help you, you allow me to review, see, and have you collect the documentation so that you can have that pre-approval, knowing how much of a home you are buying with Kelly. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you got to contact your mortgage honey.
Any BAMs or referrals?
I have a BAM coming up on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. No referrals at this moment, though.
Perfect. Jacqueline, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next correct prompt is getting a hold of Mike Wazowski. If you can't make a session, have him stand in for you and represent you. Norm, what's happening, man? And then we'll go to Sam. Go ahead, Norm.
Yeah, so Boy's Home Maintenance Repair. I got a whole bunch of toys over the weekend. I ordered another oscillating saw, so I have one in my workshop, plus the one in my vehicle. And I got 152 attachments for that saw. Different kinds of blades and scrapers and sanders, all with one tool. So I'm looking forward to get some jobs that I can use that new toy for. So the biggest thing is we need to get rid of the snow. As soon as we get rid of the snow, then it starts being busier, right? Because people were recovering from the storms, and it didn't. One conductor to call me and say, "Hey, we need stuff done to our house." So the biggest thing is so far is getting houses ready to sell. So Eric got me to do some thermopanes. I looked at another one. We've seen how the market is going. I did a quote on 20 thermopanes. I was $1,000 less than Centennial Glass, and somebody come in at $5,000 less than me. So I said, so I don't get upset with, I said to Richard, it's better that that company loses money than we lose money. They made unrealistic promises to the uh, homeowner who was looking to sell his house. And so it'd be interesting to find out what actually happened on that job. So Boyer Boys get a lot more done in an hour because of the background, the experience that we have, and all the toys that we have. So that all those different parts for that oscillating saw will make it easier for me to do certain jobs. So on the honeydew list, I ordered some new shirts that instead of saying we fix your home, the back's going to say honeydew list, we get it done. So Boyer Boys Home Maintenance Repair, we're getting ready for spring so that we can help you get ready for spring. Oh, and all this energy costs, the high performance glass really saves a lot of energy. So people that took my advice, like Tony's son a couple of years ago, would make a big difference in their energy costs. So Boyer Boys Home Maintenance Repair, honeydew list, we get it done.
So you're making milkshakes now with the oscillator or what?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know how many different blades came with the oscillating saw. Some blades that I hadn't seen before. I have a kit from Canadian Tire, but there's way beyond. Kit from Canadian Tire is like 52 different blades. This has got
Don't,
150
don't replace
something.
your toothbrush, man. Don't replace your toothbrush. That'd be way too much stroking power. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Good Monday morning to everyone. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Dash camera is my main thing. I've had a call. Actually, I was dealing with a guy yesterday interested in putting one in his new Mach E. I think that's the electric Mustang. So hopefully I'll get that job, but I haven't got anything down in concrete yet. I like the model that he wants to use, but anyway, we'll see what happens there. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs for cars. And one thing I want to talk about is rodent damage in engines that I'm seeing more and more of. This is actually a common occurrence more these days than I've seen in the past. And the reasons are, first, you have a vehicle that's parked outside. Second, the vehicle is used sporadically, so it sits for sometimes a few 4 days, maybe in a week. And lastly, they have an engine cover. It's a plastic engine cover that I call them decorative covers, but I think the manufacturers would use them to silence the engine, make it a little bit quieter. These covers are great locations underneath them and the engine. These rodents get in the car and they make a home under them, and they chew on the ignition wires and cause damage to the vehicle. It's becoming more and more common with cars, unfortunately. And I had a friend of mine tell me that the damage of he had to put a new connector onto his car to get the spark plug to work. And the manufacturer charged him $700 just for the connector. So if you have these engine covers, I highly recommend taking them off, or have someone like myself take them off. If you don't need them, don't use them. Especially in the summertime, they're nothing but heat retention to the engine, so not something that you necessarily need. Any questions? Give me a call. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
Sam, thank you so much. And let's see what else is going on. I also piped out something just as you were talking about Marcus Gone, and that's for East Trade Winds tomorrow, free to attend. Tony, you still not available to go, or you want me to go for you? Okay. I'm kind of loaded up with some information here right now. So I do podcasts. I talk to people. I do introductions, do the soft introductions, but warm introductions. And that's kind of the key. Part of the way to getting those introductions done is doing a podcast, but also the East Trade Winds and Canada Growth Network. They're just amplifiers for connecting you to other people that might fit. And you never know where the business might be coming from. And it may not be just a direct client, it might be an opportunity to connect with other people. Don't have anybody doing oscillating tools, mind you. I have seen them, and I'm going, they're pretty damn cool. So, Norm, I get why you're into it and why it works so well, because you can cut little tiny, it's just handy. I get it. And we're going to talk about Tony here for a second. And Tony's got tuning bowls, and he's got some sessions coming up. I'm just going to cough up some contact details here in a second to share with you. And for Tony, he's got the sound bathing events, and that's kind of a really cool space. I have not been to one yet. I should be going. And but I have been to his sessions where he's done tuning forks, and nothing just brings you a nice calm state of being. So if you just, if you've done Shane's breathing and relax pieces, then hey, that's awesome. Just a really calm state. And here I found the information I was looking for, and I'll just share it, and it'll have his upcoming events. You can tap into that. It's in the chat. And with that said, I think we're at a wrap, and we will work out a circumstance so we don't have a delayed launch again, getting us up and running for the Zoom. It's just a series of unfortunate circumstances all happening at the same time. And I'm going to close this off with a quote. And the quote goes, "No matter how thin you slice it, there will always be two sides." And that is from Spinoza. And I'll post the chat here, and I'll post it in the chat ever so shortly. Once I can get my mouse to actually respond to my commands, which is half the entertainment. There you go. And you all have that really, look of going, yeah. Just keep slicing it. Just keep slicing it. You'll get it. You'll get to the other side.
Thank you, Bernie. I think that some of us had these problems as well as you guys had today. I think I'm going to shoot my computer. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, here there's an oscillating tool that probably shake the willies out of it. That way it'll be as smart as can be.
But you
Buy a
can
Mac.
claim it as a tax deduction, Eric. If you
Yes,
get
it is
a one.
it is a tax deduction.
It's going to be deducted, all right.
So the gun that you use to shoot your computer, will that be tax deductible as a tool?
Yes.
It is directly business related.
The two of you.
I could shoot down my computer anytime I want and buy a new one and write off the old one.
Very good.
Yes, that's called recycling.
Forget to wear your protective glasses.
It's called
Yes.
target practice.
Yeah, I think
These
just add water. Just add water to the computer. I think that'll take care of it.
Yes. Yes.
It's bath time.
It's bath
I
time.
had to
Oh, that's funny.
explain to CRA that the computer accidentally fell in the bathtub.
Yeah, but sometimes we should be careful because maybe it's not the computer's fault. Maybe we had, as
Maybe
we
it's the
often
interface.
have, no, as we always have in Canada, we have short power failures.
Yeah.
Short power failures.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happens is the systems goes down and then reboot, but not everything reboots at the same time.
Right. That's what happens.
That's the beauty of having an office in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well, it
also why you
extends
need a
beyond just
UPS.
Canada. That's for sure. I feel like the entire NCR grid gives little blips.
Yes.
So you're not alone.
That's why you need a
I
UPS
agree.
on your machines, Eric.
Like
Uninterruptible.
I've worked in other cities in Canada, and this is the only city where we have persistent power failures from nowhere. From nowhere. You get up one morning and the things are flashing.
Yeah, because there's not enough power. Everyone's a lot of people are plugging in their electric cars, and I saw the other day that a fridge from LG, it can also be hooked up on Wi-Fi, so that when you're in the grocery store, you could look into your fridge as to what's in there at the grocery store. So since so many things are on Wi-Fi, no wonder there's the grid is going down because they never thought of that.
Yes.
Everything is Wi-Fi related.
For us, it made a big difference to going to Starlink because we're in the country.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Starlink made such a big difference.
All right, Tony, I think we should